School for us this year is looking a little different. The shutdown actually gave me the courage to really do homeschool. I had been wanting to homeschool my kids for so long. I used to always think if we only had charter schools around here, that would probably be so much better. I knew that I didn't like the public school, but there weren't really any other options. I had known a few homeschool kids when I was growing up, but they were weird, right? Like, that is the whole stigma. You're like, oh, homeschool kids are weird. They don't get any socialization. They don't really learn that much. They're taught by uneducated people who don't have teaching degrees, and they're backwards and weird and, you know. So I always thought homeschool was not an option because I didn't want my children to be weird. As I got older, more and more people started to homeschool, and it has become like a thing, right? Like, it wasn't a thing when I was younger, but now it's like a thing, right? And I'm so happy. But let me back up just a little bit here. Okay, so there was no charter schools. Then we got ourselves a little charter school here in our little tiny town. And I was thrilled, and I pulled my son out because I was like on the edge. I was like, I'm gonna have to pull him out and homeschool because this school he was going to was terrible. Like, so bad. The education was not bad. The environment was bad. There was cussing from elementary school children. At this point, he was in like 2nd grade, and he had already dealt with kindergarten, 1st, and now 2nd of kids hitting teachers, cussing at teachers, screaming and throwing fits, kids dropping F-bombs in their little group tables and stuff like this, and talking about terrible things. And I was like, I've got to get him out of this. I cannot. I've already failed my older 2 children because I didn't know about any of this, and I was just young, and I was trying, and I put them through school, and I kept seeing all these little things that I hated. I was at the school so many times, and it was just, I wish I had been smarter. I wish I had known, and I wish I had pulled them all out of school and homeschooled all 3 of them. But like I said, I was a young mother and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was trying. Can't change it now. It is what it is. But I have my one still at home. Last year, 6th grade, 2nd year of pandemic. I don't care if it's a charter school, it sucked. The difference between the education at the regular public school and then the charter school, like, you convince yourself that it's better. It's not better. Now, moved to homeschool last school year. We started in February. At first I panicked, and I almost called the school and begged to put him back in because I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But after I calmed down and went through all of the millions of homeschool things to go through, I kind of figured it out, and I relaxed, and I felt better. This is something I have wanted to do. Every time I have a fear, I remind myself of why I am doing it. School system bad, school system lacking, environment lacking. Too much bad stuff around your kids at school. And if I'm honest and I think about the things I learned at school from the other kids, why did I ever send my kids there? The amount of trash poured into my head from the other children was crazy. I did not need to know the things that I learned going into middle school, for sure. And then I sent my kids into that. But with them, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put them on a bus because the bus is where I learned most of the trash things that I learned. So if I just keep them off the bus, then I can keep that out of their heads. But that's not true. Talking to my older children, they learn that stuff anyway. It doesn't matter if they're on the bus or in the classroom, at recess, at lunch. My poor, sweet, innocent kids. Okay. So, now, this is 7th grade. We started 7th grade. I have a plan. I know what we're doing. Unschooling. We're doing unschooling pretty much for the whole thing. I'm not going to follow a strict curriculum. If he wants to learn something, he's going to learn it. He's going to have that opportunity. Anything that he wants. If he wants to learn how to build a robot, we are going to stop and we are going to learn how to build robots. If he wants to fly a plane, he will call his uncle who is in the Navy, because I know absolutely nothing about that and I can't help him fly a plane. You get my point. If he wants to learn it, he will learn it. I get to spend time with my child and we get to do Bible classes. They don't do Bible classes in school. But he can learn and study the books of the Bible as part of his curriculum. He can learn biblical history, which I think is just magnificent. And I get to learn this stuff along with him. And unlucky for him, his mom is a huge nerd who loves learning. It doesn't have to be intimidating. I know that it can be. Trust me. Anytime you feel like you want to stop, sit down and write it out. Write out your mission and why you're doing it. If you're a homeschool mom, I'm with you. I support you.